Right, welcome everyone to today's Ninja Skill Booster, 23rd of November. Oh, getting close to the end of the year. The dreaded F word, feedback today. So thank you for joining us, everyone that's here live. And if you're watching the recording, thank you for watching the recording. Welcome back to those that have been here before, and welcome to anyone that might be new. My name is Matt. I am coming to you from Guringai country, here on the northern beaches of Sydney, and I would like to acknowledge deeply the traditional custodians of this land and the land that we're all coming from today, the lands all around Australia and all around the world, acknowledging traditional custodians and their culture and ongoing care of their culture, water, our land, our earth, language. So, yeah, I acknowledge the traditional custodians here and everywhere we're joining from. So thank you very much for joining me this morning. Lots to get through this morning as normal, lots to share, lots to talk about. I would love to start by just asking you, how are you? Please put in the chat a couple of words. How are you feeling right now? It's an interesting time of year. Please make sure you change your chat to everyone so everyone can see your comments. Just want to know how you're all feeling as we're sort of approaching month number 12, getting close to the end of the year. I'm hearing a lot of people talk about the end of the year. A little bit tired. I'm seeing the word tired coming up a lot in the chat there. Pretty good. Tired but happy. All good but busy. Overwhelmed on the countdown. Yes, Amanda, it is a bit like a countdown at the moment. Burnt out but doing okay. Okay, take care there, Cheryl. Not bad for an old fella. I don't know. You're talking about yourself there, Rachel. I don't know. Focused, tired, but okay. All right. I think what I was expecting to see here is what I've seen. A lot of people saying tired, kind of like ready for the end of the year. Yeah, school days, ready for the end of the year, reaching the end of the year. So take care, everyone. Take care. It's been another big year. And here at Think Productive, what we're all about is supporting you with this busy world of work, supporting you with these busy lives. Our global vision is creating a work revolution where everyone loves Mondays. So we're here to support you with this. For those of you, I know most of you are return attendees, so I won't go on about the business too much, but these Ninja Skill Boosters, our purpose for these is really supporting past, present, and future ninjas. And just a few little thoughts. It's beautiful to have this connection as a group, provide some information, provide some motivation, hopefully answers some questions if you have any, provide any updates that are happening with our business or our ninjas, and just connect with our community. So that's what these are all about. Just a photo to show you something from the family album. This was me and Ninja Julie yesterday, actually down at the University of Wollongong, supporting the university sector, which is a very important sector of the work that we do, supporting students and staff at universities, as well as a lot of the work we do with our corporate clients, obviously. But there was a trade show down there for a wonderful organization called SEN, Student Experience Network. I just thought this was a bit of fun. This was our trade show stand yesterday, so just wanted to share this with you all. Something from the family album. So today's content is coming from our We Need to Talk workshop. You know, the dreaded F word, feedback. So some of these slides are coming from our We Need to Talk workshop, and that's obviously a longer workshop than what we're doing today, but you're going to get the nuts and bolts of that today. So really excited to have a chance to share this with you. So today we're looking at understanding why and when to use feedback as a tool for growth, learning the characteristics of effective feedback. We've got a simple tool, which in our workshop we go through in a lot of detail, but today I'm giving you the top line of the full tool or the model for day-to-day use, and to support you with getting more confident, gaining more confidence in feedback delivery, because it is a gift. And this is where we're going to really change our thinking today around, what is feedback? Why are a lot of us kind of scared of either giving or receiving feedback? So we're going to have a look at what it is and then how to do it. And hopefully by the end of the session, feel a lot more confident in this space of providing and receiving feedback. So let's have a look at what feedback is. The way we like to define it, the way feedback should be used, if you like, it is a way of supporting an individual on a particular path. So it's the process of supporting an individual on a path towards an outcome, a pre-agreed outcome, if you like. And that outcome might be maintaining a standard of performance or behavior. That might be a pre-agreed outcome. It might be achieving an objective or a goal. So that's a pretty clear outcome. If we've got a common or a shared goal that we're working towards and we're relying our team or as the manager or as a colleague, we're relying on that person to achieve that goal, providing some feedback if they're off track could be really important. Or it might be just celebrating or improving a delivered product or service, like having a moment of celebration. That can be feedback as well, because it is around celebrating the achievement of a goal is part of supporting them in the achievement of the goal. Because when we achieve the goal, it's good to take that moment to celebrate. So feedback can be an extremely positive experience in that moment as well. So what feedback is meant to do, this is important. It's meant to reinforce or redirect with the goal of achieving a pre-agreed upon outcome. So keeping us on track, helping us achieve our goals, helping our team, helping others achieve the goals that are already agreed. So I think I've made that point really clear there. So I'd love you to just have a think here, a little bit of personal reflection time. What's the best feedback experience you've ever had? Just having a think now. Is there a good moment you can think about? Maybe a manager you've had give you some great feedback, or some great feedback you feel that you've given someone. And I'm curious about what made it so good. I'd love to see some comments in the chat. Just what made it so good. So a good feedback experience and what made it helpful, what made it a positive experience. Thank you, Renee. You were really quick there. Clear actions and direction, respectful, 360-degree feedback. Oh, look at all this coming in. Thank you for all these comments. It's specific, it's actionable, it's direct, it's clear. Yes, you know the answers here. So hopefully today's workshop is going to be around just supporting you with these answers you already know. Valuable, motivating, honest. There's a good one. Honest feedback. Has anyone used the word vulnerable yet? I'm not sure. It made me feel motivated. It gave me confidence. Okay. Beautiful. Great comments. Thank you. There's a lot for everyone to read there. Let's just shift gears slightly. This will be the opposite, but think about a bad feedback experience you've had, either one that you've been receiving or one that you've given some feedback and you're like, oh no, why did I say that? What made it so bad? I can see Carla's already jumped in there. Blaming, lots of red pen. Oh no, inaccurate. Yeah, so a lot of this will be opposite, but it's nuanced, isn't it? Criticizing with attitude. Oh, nothing specific. Didn't support autonomy, highly critical, made assumptions. Yes, focused on the negative. Really good point there. Thanks, Christine. Focused on the negative. If the feedback is meant to be supporting the person to achieve a goal, or if we're receiving feedback supporting us to achieve a goal, it should be a positive vibe. I don't like using the word vibe, but a positive experience of the feedback. Beautiful. So many lovely comments there and so many powerful comments around what makes the feedback not so good. Vaguey waggy, delayed feedback with no clear path. Vaguey waggy, I like that, Jane. Okay. Beautiful. We're in the zone now. You've already got the answers. So the key to great feedback experiences is one of the keys. Learn to receive it graciously. Like if we're good at receiving feedback, we're going to be better at giving feedback. If we learn to receive feedback as a gift, learn to receive it as a positive experience, then when we're going to have the opportunity to give it to someone as a gift, we're going to have a much better feeling about it in our bodies. So just changing our mindset to the fact that feedback is a positive experience. And we can all see here that there's been plenty of experiences where it hasn't been done well. So yeah, let me share some thoughts here on how to receive it effectively. And then we'll get into the giving, right? So how to receive it effectively. It's a bit of a brain game, this one. It's all about our mindset. It's about seeing it as a gift, seeing feedback as just a conversation, seeing feedback as something that's going to help us achieve our outcomes. Without feedback, we can't improve. We get feedback at the end of every one of our workshops, and it's not the Ninja Skill Boosters, but every one of our workshops, and it's always a bit daunting opening up that data, go, oh, what did they say? But it's always an opportunity to look for improvement, because we ask people what could be improved. Of course, we ask them what they liked, and that's always beautiful to read. But reading the what could be improved, always a bit scary, but so important. So see it as a gift. See feedback as a gift. Listen fully. Use the breath if we need to keep us in the zone. Take that feedback in. Take in the data. We don't have to agree with it, right? We don't actually have to agree with the feedback, but keep listening, keep an open mind, ask questions. In the model that I'm about to share, you'll see that there's time to ask questions and discuss. So feel free to get clarity. Say thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with me. Thank you for your vulnerability with letting me know what you were thinking there. So this is all when we're receiving. And here's an important point. Just because someone's giving us feedback doesn't mean they're right. Doesn't mean we have to agree with them. So evaluate what we've heard. Maybe take some time to think it through. Let it percolate for a little while, then choose what to do with it. Then choose what to do with it. We don't have to jump on it straight away. So all of these thoughts can help us when we're giving feedback as well. Just having this in our mindset, in our thinking process here. I've got an opportunity for you all to reflect shortly, but I'll just keep sharing some more ideas. Some characteristics of effective feedback. So this is not our model as such. These are just the thoughts, and it's all been captured in the chat by you already. Thank you. But it should be specific. No vaguey-waggy, as I think it was Jane that said. Make sure it's specific. Often, make sure it's frequent. Like, don't just save it all up for the performance review. Keep it balanced. Make sure we are providing some positive feedback with some constructive feedback. I have heard that I think it should be 5-1. I don't want to sort of put a ratio on the table here, though. Just make sure our feedback is balanced and it's not just bringing in our own stories. Actionable. So what am I going to do with this feedback? What can I do with this feedback? Relevant. Check the data, as someone mentioned in the chat. Check the data. Make sure it's accurate, timely. It's similar to frequent, but it's really like, don't just save it up. And kind. Always think about feedback as being a gift, something kind, knowing that the person who's receiving it could be in a very stressed state. Their lizard brain will be activated. They might be in fight and flight. So a lot of softness, being aware of our facial expressions, being really conscious of keeping it kind. So just a moment for you to reflect here, so I don't just bombard you with too many words. You don't have to put this in the chat. Just 30 seconds to reflect. Is there something already that I've shared that'll help you change the way you think about feedback in the future? Maybe just make a couple of notes there before I get into the specific model. Don't take it personally. Thanks, Amy. Yeah, if you'd like to put this in the chat, please feel free. Just make sure that goes to everyone, then everyone gets a chance to see it. See it as a gift. Take time to process. Specific and balanced. Yeah, it's a gift. Thanks, everyone. So that's a good moment to just pause and think, okay, we're halfway through today's Ninja Skill Booster. Already we're starting to learn a different thinking process around feedback. We intentionally called this Ninja Skill Booster the dreaded F word, because for many of us it is a bit scary. Okay, I'm going to share with you now that our specific model, obviously in our We Need to Talk workshop, we drill into all of these points in a lot of detail. But this will give you a process. So the first step in the feedback is describe the situation. I want to add a step before this, though. Make sure everyone's feeling safe and comfortable. Make sure everyone's ready. You don't just want to dump this on someone. So there's really like step 0, which is make sure we're safe, make sure everyone's feeling comfortable, and then describe the situation. So the situation is when and where, what happened, keep it specific, around what is it we're about to talk about. Step 2, so once we've talked about this is what happened, explain the feedback, where we're on or off track to achieve the specific behavior or specific goal or specific outcome. So the feedback should be, we've got this agreed outcome. However, at the moment, from where I'm sitting, from the facts that I've got here, we're over here as a team, but we need to be over here. Or you're over here on this project, but you need to be over here. So explaining it specifically, explain what it is, reminding what the outcome is that we've already agreed. Step 3, explain the impact. How will this affect you, the team, the organization? What's the impact if this agreed outcome is not achieved, or this agreed behavior, or this agreed standard is not maintained? What's the ongoing impact? Where could this lead to? This will help the person understand, I see, this is actually an important project, or this is an important task, or this is an important behavior that we've agreed. I had someone talking to us at that trade show yesterday. We've done some work with them around communication, doing a communications manifesto for their team. And interesting feedback. They said, we've done the manifesto, but now I've got people saying to me, well, it's clear that we're not following that, so why should I bother? So it's kind of like, once people start getting off track, they lose the essence of the impact of that behavior, and it creates a culture. So it's about bringing it back to, this is the work we've done, these are the behaviors we've agreed. Let's stay on track here. Otherwise, the impact ongoing is going to be an erosion of our culture in our team, our culture in our organization. Discuss. Step 4. This is an important part where we get to have a two-way conversation now. Ask the person, what are their thoughts? What do they think about this? Do they have any questions? Do they have any other ideas? Discuss. It doesn't just need to be a one-way process. Ask the person if this is feeling like a positive experience, or if this is feeling critical, and do they need any support? This kind of thing. Like, let it open up the conversation here. Stage 5, restate. Often in the discuss stage, it can go a bit off track. We can definitely go down some rabbit holes here. So restate if necessary. So step 5 is only if necessary. And step 6, summarize and close. If necessary again, just like, what's the next steps going to be? What do we need to do to keep this on track? Okay, so they're the 6 stages. If you work through these in a process, it gives you a model to follow, which really helps. Now I'm going to give you an example. NASA used the word feedback to keep their astronauts on track in achieving their goal. So they use the word feedback as they're directing the rocket. I'm going to bring the model up on the screen here so you can see this. Now I'm actually going to read this, because if I don't read this, I could go a bit off track. So this is how the feedback might work. Step 1 describes the situation. So NASA might say to the astronaut, who we've called Jamie, the mission you're on is to reach the moon. Okay, that's the outcome here. You're reaching the moon by Independence Day. So that's the mission you're on. Now, step 2, explain the feedback. Jamie, you're not on track to reach the moon by Independence Day, which is what we agreed. You're actually slightly off track at the moment. Explain the impact. Jamie, all the world's press are waiting for you to reach the moon on Independence Day, and it would be highly embarrassing for NASA if you were late. Right, so gone through step 1, 2, and 3 there. We've explained the impact. Highly embarrassing because we had this goal. Discussion. So how do you feel about the fact that you're not on track, Jamie? What's going on? What's happened? This is where we have some discussion. Now, there's a really key word here. If there's one thing you take out of today's Ninja Skill Booster, I think this is a game-changing thought. Try to avoid questions that start with the word why. As soon as we say, even in step 4 here, why do you think this happened? Why is this the case? All the lizard brain happens. All the defensiveness starts to happen, right? So avoid questions with why. Use what instead. What's going on? What do you think led to this? What might we be able to do about this? Step 5, restate. Okay, Jamie, I appreciate you've had a lot going on. However, we did agree you'd be there by Independence Day. We still need to make that happen. Is that okay with you? All right, we've restated, summarize and close. Let's agree some next steps, Jamie. Thanks for being out there doing what you're doing. The world's all behind you. We're going to get there by Independence Day. So, all right, that's a bit of a fun example, but it shows how we can work through the model. Steps set. There's some comments coming in here. Thank you, Angela and Nicolette. Step 7, don't be on a power trip. Yes. Beautiful. Thank you. Thanks, Nicolette. What's also good to think about when we're giving the feedback is our approach and our intent, which is leading into Nicolette's comment here about don't be on a power trip. I love that. We should add that to this slide. Think about our approach. What are we thinking about this? So think about our motivation. Check our motivation. Why am I wanting to do this? Manage my internal stories. What am I already thinking about this particular person, maybe, or this particular situation? Assume the best intent from everyone. So some interesting thoughts there. I just want to read Jennifer's comment here. Thank you, Jennifer. One of the best tips I ever got regarding giving feedback on poor performance or a specific incident as a manager was to ask the person their thoughts at the start. Yes. In 95% of the time, the person I was needing to give this feedback to already knew what the issue was. And it gave them an option to say, I know I stuffed up, or I know I could have done better. Really good point there. Ask the person initially, what are their thoughts on this? How are you going with this? Hopefully they'll be honest and vulnerable. Hopefully we can create that safe space where they do it for you. It's a really good point, Jennifer. This should be part of the delegation workshop. They do it for you anyway. We're delegating the feedback to them. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. So then in our We Need to Talk workshop, we spend a lot of time practicing this. And we're not going to do that here today, right? But we spend a lot of time practicing in groups of 3, providing feedback, getting feedback on our feedback, right? So we spend time doing that. As we get near the end, because these are always short sessions, I want to give you a chance to reflect on this as well. Just another 30 seconds or so when I stop talking. Is there any feedback you would like to gift someone? Is there an agreed outcome already? Remember, that outcome should already be there. What is your motivation? Do you have any stories? I'll just give you 30 seconds to have a think. Any actions for you to take out of today's session? I can see some comments coming through in the chat. Thank you. Just it's good to take this time just to think. A good question here might be, what am I resisting? What feedback, what difficult conversation am I not having with someone? What courageous conversation do I need to have? Look for opportunities to gift someone. Yes. Lovely comments coming through. Going to practice the model. Yeah, practice is a good idea. We recommend in the workshop, finding someone we can practice with. If you're wanting to give feedback to someone, have a practice conversation with someone before you do that. Manage those internal stories. Get really clear on how it's going to be. Stay in your heart. And those of you that know me, those of you that have done workshops with me, very heart-centered. So stay in your heart, stay in that space of kindness. And yeah, I love going back to, I think it was Jennifer's comment about asking them what they think about the situation before you just dump on them, if you like. Yeah, lots of beautiful comments coming through in the chat. Using the what rather than the why. Yeah, thanks, Cheryl. Really important there. Okay, in wrapping up, just a reminder that this year we launched these new leadership workshops. Of course, we do all the productivity stuff. I'm doing the productivity stuff for many, many years. But this year we did launch a whole range of beautiful leadership workshops. So get in touch with us if you'd like to learn more about those. And we do have a giveaway today. Before the giveaway, I did just want to open up the website and remind you all on our website, just a reminder, you can always find these Ninja Skill Boosters under the free webinar tab under free resources. So you can always find what's coming up here. Highly encourage you all to sign up for this one because it's going to be, it says up to 500 here, but we're doing it as a Zoom meeting rather than a Zoom webinar. So it's actually maxed out at 100 people. So register for that one quickly, the one in February. We've also got coming up under Invest in Yourself courses, the next 6-week program coming up in February. Delegate workshop tomorrow, Wave Productivity into next week. So we've got a lot of stuff. You can always come into the website, see everything here, and also our YouTube channel up here will take you through and show you all the different videos and things that we've got on YouTube. So I'm going to stop the recording and then do our little giveaway, because I always like to give you all a little present or a chance to win a present. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching the recording.